Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm going to show you how to make crispy air fryer chicken wings, and in any flavor. Chicken wings are a classic, and with the invention of the air fryer, you can make the perfect size batch anytime. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 additional coating sauces that will make your mouth drool. But we also have a lot more of those rubs and sauces on our website. To start, place 2 to 3 pounds of chicken wings onto a baking sheet. And with some paper towels, go ahead and pat those to get them as dry as possible. Once you've gotten most of that moisture off, go ahead and transfer them to a large bowl. Then we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Now this baking powder isn't going to bread our chicken wings. As Rachel says, it's about science. The baking powder raises the pH value of the chicken skin and helps break down the proteins and the peptides, giving that chicken a nice crispy skin. And make sure to use aluminum-free baking powder for the best results. Then add in half a teaspoon of paprika, and then half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Then using your hands or tongs, give everything a great big toss to make sure it's all evenly coated. Next up, grab a baking sheet and line that with a wire rack. Place those wings on that rack and make sure to give them plenty of space. If you need to use 2 racks for this, that's totally fine. Once you've got all those wings on that rack, we're going to pop it in the fridge for 12 hours. And I know not everyone has 12 hours to wait for those tasty wings, but we have some cheater methods over on our website, so be sure to check those out. When you're ready to cook those, go ahead and pull out your air fryer and preheat that to 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that's preheated, go ahead and carefully line the bottom of the basket with those chicken wings. Make sure none of those wings are touching each other because air fryers are all about airflow, and that is how we're going to get that crispy goodness with an additional spritz of oil. Then once your wings are in the basket, you're going to slide that back in place and cook those for 12 minutes. While we're waiting for those to cook for the next 12 minutes, we could twiddle our thumbs or make a delicious sauce. So let's head over to the stove. Grab a saucepan and over medium-high heat, heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now that that olive oil has heated up, we're going to add in 5 cloves of minced garlic and saute that for about 90 seconds. What that will do is enhance, but yet soften up that garlic flavor. Now I'm going to add in 1/3 cup of honey, 1/4 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and then we're going to give that a stir. Bring this to a simmer, and once it's reached that simmer, we're going to remove that from the heat. Now that our wings have cooked for 12 minutes, we're going to slide out the basket, flip those wings over, then slide that back in and cook them for another 12 minutes at that 375, 380-ish degree Fahrenheit temperature. Since we've got a few extra minutes on our hands, let me show you a few more sauces. First up, buffalo sauce. In a small bowl, we're going to mix together 1/4 cup of melted butter with 1/4 cup of buffalo sauce and 1 tablespoon of honey. How easy was that? Super simple, but this next one is even easier. This last one is a lemon pepper sauce, and it's made by simply adding in 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of lemon pepper seasoning, and whisk that together. Now that they've cooked for a total of 24 minutes, we're going to increase that temperature to 390 degrees and let them cook for another 5 minutes where they're going to get extra perfectly crisp. We don't want to cook the wings the whole time at that hot temperature because it will overcook the outside and undercook the inside. That's why this method works really great. Now that our wings are cooked perfectly, we're going to transfer those to a bowl and we're going to get to saucing them. With that honey garlic sauce, we're going to simply pour it over those wings and give that a toss to make sure they're well coated. Same with our buffalo sauce. And of course, that delicious lemon pepper. Another tip is to pop those sauced wings back into the air fryer for 1 more minute to caramelize that sauce onto the wing. Whatever rubber sauce you choose, you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description below. Be sure to check out thestayathomechef.com where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.